He will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Imagine working in the shadows of one of the most infamous prisons in the country, a place where whispers echo in the halls and secrets lurk behind every locked door. Now picture what happens when one of the world's biggest music moguls, Diddy, a man who once reigned supreme in the entertainment industry, is suddenly thrust into this grim and unforgiving world. Sounds like something ripped from a Hollywood thriller, right? But this isn't fiction, it's real life. Or at least that's what anonymous accounts from inside the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, are claiming. And let me tell you, these stories are just as wild as the man himself.
If you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
The tale begins with a shocking twist. Diddy's arrest wasn't just a bombshell for the public, it sent shockwaves through the prison system as well. Why? Because this wasn't your typical celebrity run-in with the law. No, this was far darker. Diddy faced grave charges, and the courtroom drama surrounding him dominated headlines for months. But when he was denied bail not once, but 3 times, it became clear this wasn't going to end with a luxurious house arrest in a Miami mansion. Instead, Diddy was sent to Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, a facility notorious for its harsh conditions and eerie reputation.
Incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent until proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent until proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent until proven guilty.
While most inmates struggle to adapt to life inside such a place, Diddy reportedly walked in like he owned it. But that's when things took a bizarre turn. An anonymous former prison guard who left their job out of fear for their safety has come forward with chilling details about what it was like having Diddy behind bars. According to this whistleblower, Diddy wasn't treated like a regular inmate. From the moment he arrived, it was clear he was receiving special treatment, almost as if he were royalty. This unusual dynamic sparked rumors among the staff. Why was Diddy really here? Why hadn't he been transferred to another facility? The questions only deepened the mystery, turning what was already a high-profile case into something far more sinister. Off to a federal facility? Not quite. Unlike other high-profile inmates, Diddy remained at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and according to a former prison guard, his presence disrupted the entire prison dynamic. The guard, who has since left the job out of fear for their safety, claims that even the warden seemed uneasy. Strict orders were issued to avoid asking questions and to follow protocol without exception. But in a place like this, secrets don't stay buried for long. The first red flag was the food. While other inmates endured the standard bland, barely edible meals, Diddy's dinners reportedly resembled 5-star cuisine. Gourmet dishes, roasted chicken, fresh vegetables, and even desserts were wheeled into his cell every evening. And it didn't stop there. Over time, more personal items appeared in his cell.
All the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers. And he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone.
Designer clothes, expensive headphones, and even a leather-bound journal embossed with gold initials. Hardly the norm for someone doing time in a federal detention center. Then there was his visitor list, which raised even more questions. Late at night, long after visiting hours had ended, high-profile guests began arriving. These weren't your average visitors. They were business moguls, public figures, and even members of Diddy's former inner circle. The guard claims their visits left the staff on edge, as though something far bigger was happening behind closed doors. What were they discussing? No one knows for sure, but things only got stranger. According to the guard, the security cameras in Diddy's block started malfunctioning at the same times every night, usually around 1 a.m. and again at 3 a.m.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there,
the footage would flicker, freeze, or go completely dark before returning to normal. When the guard raised concerns with the tech team, it was dismissed as outdated equipment. But after weeks of the same pattern, it became clear this wasn't a coincidence. The guard became convinced someone, or something, was deliberately tampering with the feed. And then there were the whispers. Late at night, while patrolling the block, the guard began hearing faint murmurs, laughter, fragments of words, coming from seemingly nowhere. Every time they checked the cells, everything appeared normal. Diddy, for his part, seemed completely unfazed, often amused, as if he knew more than he was letting on. Unable to ignore their curiosity, the guard decided to investigate. During one of Diddy's recreational hours, they snuck into his cell. What they found only deepened the mystery. Hidden beneath his mattress was a piece of paper covered in strange symbols, unlike any recognizable language. Alongside it was a hastily written note. Watchers, silence, loyalty. Behind a loose brick in the wall, they found more. A crude drawing of an eye surrounded by flames and a list of names, some of which matched the high-profile visitors who had come to see Diddy late at night.
At the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, the judge ordering the prosecution to turn over its findings from a jail cell raid, Diddy's jail cell, just yesterday. What were the contents of those raids?
Well, apparently, according to the defense, they're legal documents. The government's saying no, on the contrary, they're just some handwritten notes and a calendar.
That discovery was the breaking point. Terrified of the implications, the guard resigned shortly afterward. But even after leaving, the fear didn't end. They began receiving anonymous phone calls and unfamiliar cars started appearing outside their home. It became clear someone was keeping tabs on them. Despite the risks, they've chosen to share their story, hoping to shed light on the unsettling events surrounding Diddy's time behind bars. The truth, it seems, is far stranger and far darker than anyone could have imagined. What's really going on here? Why is someone like Diddy receiving such unusual treatment? And what did a former guard uncover that made them fear for their life? As the pieces of this puzzle come together, one thing is clear.
Has finally spoken out amidst everything that is happening right now. Janice Small-Combs provided a statement to some outlets via her attorney. So she starts off by saying it's very heartbreaking to see her son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of.
This story is far from over. Could Diddy's influence extend far beyond the music industry, or is something even more sinister at play? To understand the mountain Diddy is trying to climb, we must examine the explosive allegations against him, claims that have shocked even his most devoted fans. While Diddy has pleaded not guilty, the details emerging paint a picture of a man deeply entangled in a web of control, manipulation, and power plays. But this isn't just about courtroom drama, it's about optics, influence, and fighting for his life on multiple fronts. Diddy's legal troubles took a dramatic turn in November 2023 when his ex, Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit alleging a decade-long cycle of control and abuse during their tumultuous relationship. The claims were jaw-dropping, describing a situation where Cassie felt trapped with no way out. Yet, in a surprising twist, the case was settled just 1 day after it was filed. No trial, no public dispute, just a quiet agreement.